What's going on, everybody? We back again. It's your boy Juice Bundles, and you're now in tune to the sound of hip hop.
Ay, I got a product you should know about. Finna have LA County on fire, got the whole hood showing out. A new concept, peep the process. I'ma break it down and put it in proper context. Get a 7-foot map with your set on it. Red or blue, it don't matter, you can flex on it. Long Beach, Compton and Watts, LA, Inglewood, every single block. Might catch a view with your local barbershop. Hang it up at the crib and you getting props. Collector's item for the chosen few. Go ahead and buy you one for the culture like you supposed to do. If you new to the town, you need a good map. I got one better, get you a hood map. Guarantee you it's worth it. Hoodmapsllc.com for the purchase.
Like I said, we back again. You in tune to the sound of hip hop, the podcast, where we improving the culture one episode at a time. So, with that being said, the topic today is called Women and Choices. Now, I see a lot of men bashing and all this type of stuff on social media, like there's no good men out there. But Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, he talks about women and choices. He doesn't really go too much in depth in it, but he says he says one thing about how you can't have it all. You know what I mean? If you haven't had it all in everything in this life, you probably can't have it all in a man. But I just want to go in depth more about the choices that women are making and about the choices that you have. So with that being said, like I'm doing this because it's a lot of enmity between men and women in our culture. You know what I mean? And a lot of people think that Kevin Samuels is creating that or talking bad. I honestly think the opposite, because if you really listen, he may give it to you harsh, but he's giving it to you in a way that you will have a partner. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, a lot of women think they can have it all. They can have the financial man with with all the money. He's handsome. He got a big John. Great sex, no cheating. Picket fence and travel the world. And to be honest, that is true. Like, that can happen. But most of all, most of the time, it really doesn't. And this is why I feel it. And even when it does, a lot of times, people are not happy because all of that isn't happening, especially the cheating. So that's why I've always been a firm believer in what he says about marrying for duty. But the way I mean marrying for duty, if you're a Christian and you're a woman, you should be looking and waiting on a man of the church to marry you. You know what I mean? You should make sure he has the same values that you have. You should make sure that he's really into the religion and what you guys are trying to do. Because, and I'm not even saying that'll work, because, the dating world is crazy, especially today. I'm not even saying that'll work, but it'll give you the best chances to make that work as possible. And a lot of these women, they're complaining about men, but really what they're really doing is complaining about their choices. So I'm just going to tell you some things that I see out there, and especially what women are doing. Now, women all want the popular guy. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to the 7 things that, not today, but I'm going to get to the 7 things that make the ultimate man. And all of these women want all those things. They want the popular guy, the handsome guy, you know what I mean, the guy with the great sex, you know what I mean, the guy with the gift of the gab, all of that type stuff. And it's just, in my opinion, when you're living in an ungodly world and not going for the things that are godly, it's not gonna work. And this is why it has not been working for you women. I'm gonna just put this in your ear. Women, men, whoever. When you think about, who's your close friend, or you think about what friends that you call your true friends and what you would want in a friend. You know what I mean? You don't really care about his looks. You care about the person that he is. And that's why you guys have long relationships. And that's why no matter, even if it's certain things or certain hiccups that may happen in your friendship, you have chosen this person as a friend because of the morals that you guys share. And you really truly think that this is a good person. This is why your friendship has lasted for 20, 30 years, or to the day you guys die. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you be looking for that quality in a man? Not saying you have to be his friend, but the qualities like, oh, this guy's loyal. This person's loyal. This person's honest. You know what? He or she really cares about me. You know what? That's my boy. That's my girl. I'm rocking with her. We rocking together. Why don't you women look at a man for those qualities? See, but then you don't look for a man for those qualities, and then you complain about what you get. No, you look for a man in an ungodly world, choosing ungodly things that have nothing to do with God, or nothing to do, even if it's not about God, nothing that you guys are choosing men off of, or from a moral standpoint, or from the good qualities in a person that you see in him. Like, that's not what y'all choosing men off of. You're choosing a man that's handsome. Well, if you think he's handsome, everybody else thinks he's handsome. And Kevin Samuels talks about high value men as far as he talks about a lot of time income. Well, in my belief, high value men, income does have something to do with it, but in my mind, being handsome or being like quote unquote a looker is what makes somebody high value a lot of times. So I would have to say that if you think this guy's handsome and you merely go for him because, oh, he is so sexy, or this and this, that's not my thoughts or whatever, but I'm just saying, how you guys think, oh, he's so sexy and this and this, and every time you see him, your jaw get wet, and you're sexually attracted to him. Well, if you are and he's that handsome, a lot of other women are too. So he has a lot of options. And because you didn't pick him from a moral standard, then don't get mad when he don't deal with you after he hit it. Or don't get mad that he's hitting all these chicks while he's hitting you. You get what I'm saying? Don't get mad at that. If you like the dude because he has the good sex, if he has good sex, that means he's skilled and has had a lot of practice and will continue to have a lot of practice. So don't get mad when he's hitting all these chicks, making them scream and making them orgasm, just like he makes you. He has the options to do so. And most people that have those type of options really take advantage of them, just like pretty women. Pretty women have a lot of options, and it's not like they just go from this guy and then go to this guy. No, they date around and pick the one they like. But most of the time, the one they like and the one they're trying to settle for is not the man to settle for. So you have to, this is just in my opinion, you have to think in your mind, okay, if I want a man, I want this and this and this. You have to really think about what you want. Like, if you know that I want a faithful man, if like being faithful and having a family and growing old together, if that's really what you want, you have to pick according to that. Like, if you know he's sexy or whatever, and he got the good sex or whatever, that's cool. But think in your mind when you deal with him, who this guy is, or his reputation. I remember I saw a meme the other day. It's like, I don't care what nobody say about this dude. I'm going to go see for myself because people lie. So you're telling me that in other cases, you don't care what people. So if somebody, if all your friends were telling you, because that's what they do. All your friends like, he a dog. All he do is have sex with everybody, and you gonna say to yourself, oh well, I'm gonna see for myself because people lie. So what if you had a kid, right, and all your friends were saying, man, that dude raped kids. That dude raped kids, but he's a very cheap babysitter. Are you gonna say to yourself, "Oh, well, people lie, and I'm gonna go see for myself. I'm gonna drop my kid off there. He cheap. This, and this." Are you gonna do that? So come on, man. Like a lot of women complain about things that they have control over, the choices that they made. So if you just want, if that's the thing that you gotta have a handsome man, you gotta have good sex. We'll deal with the choices that come with that. Deal with him, having 10 kids. Deal with him, hitting off your friends. You know what I mean? Deal with that. If that's what you gotta have, you know what I mean? If that's what you gotta have, deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you know these people. I mean, I'm not saying every woman knows every man, but in a sense, even when you getting to know him, you know what he's doing. You see his mannerisms and stuff like that. But if you know that that what you really want is a family. You really want a faithful man, somebody that's very faithful, somebody that shares the same morals as you, and someone to grow old with. You have to choose. He may not be handsome. He may got a little jaw. You feel me? Life is about choices, and that's what Kevin Samuels is talking about. I just want to elaborate on that a little bit because if that's what you and now that I'm saying this, really think about what you really want. Really think about it. You know what I mean? You want a reputable and you want that, okay, and you know that they got a lot of chicks, so you know their past. When you choose them and have the kids by them, and they don't do nothing, not saying that a reputable does, I'm just saying, deal with that. You knew what you was getting yourself into. You knew that this other guy, because I'm at this point, I'm kind of talking to the girls with options, and that's another thing. Every girl doesn't have all the options, so especially those, you need to get what you can get according to what you know you really want and what you know is really best for you. You know what I mean? Don't complain about what you picked when it was the opposite of what you really want or what you knew was best for you. So you had this option. He's a football player and this, and this. He's popular. He got millions of dollars. This dude, he's the sexiest dude in the hood. And this dude, he don't look all that, but he's a very good person and he works very hard and he worships the ground you walk on. When you denied him for them, don't get mad and say all men are this. It's getting tiring because that's all I see. I mean, I understand because I'm physically attracted to a lot of women. I love, like, I remember before, I start trying to change my life. I remember just, how somebody's hobby may be playing basketball or, helping the community. My hobby was exploring different women. That's my hobby. It's people, put it like this, it's people that is their hobby, exploring different women. So if you know what you really want or you really know what's best for you, you have to go accordingly. You can't, when this guy, I'll give you a situation. Somebody I knew, they had a kid or whatever, and they were, they had a lot of options. They were a pretty woman, especially in that time. Now, she had this guy from the Navy that, he was very serious about his life. He wanted a family. Even though she had a kid by someone else, he told her he was going to take care of her. And, he wanted to build a life for her and, have more kids and have a family. And, he was in the Navy. So since he was serious about his life like that, he might have one day had a very good job, but no, she chose the hustlers. She chose, you know, the people that got all the chicks that all the chicks want. If all the chicks want them, you don't think like a person like I was that he's going to explore that? So if you know what you want, or you know what's best for, I mean, if you know what you want and what you want is a man that's attractive and all those type of things, then go ahead and go for it. But don't be mad and don't say every man is trash when you get those results, because most of the time that's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? This guy, like he said, he's from the Navy. You know, he was ready to take care of another man's child. You know what I mean? Take care of another man's child. He was ready to he would have most likely been very faithful. He worshiped the ground this woman walked on, and she did not deal with him anymore. He is no longer in her life, and now she has no man. You get what I'm saying? Like, because all the hustlers and guys, they either, you know, got their money and hit all the women, or they went to jail and they went to jail and or they went to jail and now they're not in their lives, or they grew up and wanted a woman that wanted a man like that, and that's who they wifed. You know what I mean? So, you know, be responsible for your choices. And when I say be responsible for your choices, like, women have crazy mentalities. Like, I talked about it on another show, and it was a meme that said, women don't want Russell Wilson. They want Future to act like Russell Wilson. So what you're saying is, because I'm just going by what I've seen, I don't know the ins and outs of that triangle. Now, she was saying that, oh, she was going after Future for child support. She was saying that he wasn't really doing nothing for his kids at one point and stuff like that. So that meme, and a lot of women put that up on their social media. So and again, like I said in my other time, like, it isn't like Russell Wilson's this ugly dude. You know what I mean? But Future is at the top of the rap game. He's very popular. So, and he's a star quarterback for a football team. He just looks a little squarish. That's what I think it is. So what women are saying by that is, the man who wants to take care of you and your child, you don't want him, but you want the popular guy who doesn't want to take care of the child or doesn't really care about that. You want him to act like him. Well, in a sense, what you're saying is, you don't want that type of guy. And I guarantee you, and I've seen it a lot of times and experienced it, if Future, or, you know, the example in case, Future was to start acting like him, you wouldn't want him either. So basically what you're also saying is, I don't want the guy that is taking care of my kid and wants to start a family with me. I don't want the guy that's taking care of a son that's not his and ready to become a stepfather and take on the responsibility of something like that. No, I want the guy that doesn't want to do that. That is the opposite of that. And and you have to really think about your mentality. This is what you're saying. You know what I mean? This is what you're saying. And then how you choose to act, like, this is another thing. The choices, not even just the choices in men that you make, the choices that you do with yourself, period. Now, if you wanted to go through high school and slut it out, or you wanted to go explore men like I went and explore women, you know, men look at that. And most of the time, yeah, a man will come hit it. You know what I mean? A men will come like, you know, deal with you for a certain time to get all the sex he can out of you and move on, because he knows, or he believes, because you might have changed. I don't think you probably would have, but you might have changed. And he's not taking the change seriously. He hasn't seen that. You know what I mean? He knows what he's seen. He knows the attitudes and what you possess when he's with you. That's what he's judging you on. You know what I mean? So you can't, you have to be responsible for the things you do. You have to be responsible, like when you hit your friends' boyfriends, if you in a town, unless you move away, or you in the city you grew up, that's around the town. So when you make those decisions, you have to live with them and then act accordingly. So that stuff right there puts you in the race of not being wifeable. You know what I mean? Men look at that type stuff. Smart men. I mean, you might get a fool or you might get a sucker that'll wife you up. And the whole point with that is that ain't gonna work because a woman don't want no sucker. A woman want an alpha male, whether he's a cheater or not. So no woman wants a sucker that they just seen, they know that they didn't have sex with all these men, they had sex with all these people, and that they had a baby on somebody that wasn't theirs, and then they came and wifed them up, and it's treating them good. Every time I've seen something like that, they end up leaving them. They like, man, this fool's a sucker. Like, I want somebody that ain't no sucker, that ain't no sucker butt, that ain't no like, you know what I mean? No beta male that's just gonna take this type stuff. No woman really wants that. You know what I mean? Because it's not in their nature to want that. Their nature is to want. That's why everyone wants the alpha male. Everyone wants the provider. Everyone wants the good looks. The alpha male, in a sense, they look at it like, got the big John. You know what I mean? So that's what a woman is attracted to. You feel me? So when you do stuff like that, you ain't gonna want the person that's gonna want you. You get what I'm saying? Also, another thing for you girls who like the hustlers and like the street cats, I know certain street cats change, especially ones that go to jail. You know what I mean? They see like what they had. Some of them, some of them don't. They come out. My boy Cassidy said, I'd rather be doing a bid if I'm not out doing it big. You feel me? So some of them feel like that, but some of them get their lives together and they know what type of women they were dealing with and they want a stable man. So if you were able to put up with him hitting all the chicks while you was out, because this is a big story in our culture. You got a woman. Now, she's his main chick on the streets. She know he hitting all the chicks. They argue about it sometimes. He hitting everything. He getting the money. He getting all the money. He's somebody out there. And she dealing with that. She gets mad at times because she don't like it. You know what I mean? But she's dealing with it. Then he goes to jail. Then he goes to jail, and she is nowhere to be found. And this is the crazy part. A lot of the times, they'll go to jail. She's nowhere to be found. She'll probably talk to him probably like a month or two before he came home. He probably did like 6-7 years. She was nowhere to be found for 6-7 years. She was probably around for the first month. Argue with him, talking about he did all this and he messed with all these girls. Yeah, you stayed around for it when he was out. But now that he's in and it's a new somebody out there, you ain't even gotta be with them. You just want to get hit by them and you don't want to, you know what I mean? So those are the choices that you guys are making. So you talk to him about 2 months because you might have kids with him or whatever. You talk to him for about 2 months before he come home. You know what I mean? All the time that I seen a situation, right, where it was a girl. I somewhat knew them. It was a girl. She had a kid by this guy. He always going to jail. He always getting paper. You know what I mean? He just one of them guys. So, she like, she all over him when he's home and all this and all that. But he go in, and I remember his sister was like, go see him. He probably want to see you. He's like, no, I sent my daughter. That's it. You feel me? That I did my part. And then he did his little he did some years, though. I don't know how many years he did. He did some years, she probably talked to him a few times, 2 or 3 months before he came home. And then he came home, and she thought he was about to be with her. She really thought that in her mind. Like, she really thought that. Some of you women are, like Kevin Samuels would say, delusional. She really thought and was actually mad. She was actually mad when he chose to mess with some other girl or just run around and do what he was doing beforehand. And he didn't, and this time when he went around, see, last time he went around doing what he was doing, that was wifey. You know what I mean? This time, you couldn't hold it down. Even if you couldn't hold me down financially, dang, I couldn't get no pictures. I couldn't get no letters. I couldn't get no visits. So now when I run around this time, I'm going to be nowhere to be found from you. And she was very mad. Very mad. You know what I mean? And she almost like, she talked crazy about him. And she didn't get like why this was happening. And that's the thing, is because you're not seeing the decisions that you're making. You feel me? You didn't see what you did to this man. It's only what everybody does to you. You know what I mean? Even though, I don't think that people should lie to each other, but it's certain, like in another discussion, it's certain times where you deal with a man and he lying to you and he messing with other girls, but again, you knew the nature of that man and now you're complaining. You're like, well, I didn't know he lied to me, but he does that. He messes with a lot of chicks. I remember this girl on social media. She was like, I don't know how this man, like she put this up as a post. She said, I don't know how men, they do everything to get your attention, then they do everything to be with you, and then all of a sudden they just do you dirty. And all I said was, well, I said something in the sense of, well, he probably had a girl, or he probably got a lot of girls, or you must have done something to change his mind. She didn't say, and when she responded, she didn't say, oh, that ain't even true. That ain't even the situation. She was like, well, that's your take on it. So I don't even know her situation. And I was right. She deleted me on social media. See, that's what women like to do. That's what you guys like to do a lot of times. Instead of taking what I said in, instead of saying, okay, if I really want this, these are the men that I need to give my attention to. If I really want this, these are the decisions and the choices that I should make. No, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm deleting you for saying the truth. Didn't help your situation. The next dude you find is going to do the same thing because you want the same type of dude, and it's always going to happen like that. So that's just my message. You know what I mean? Women, you got to understand the things you really want and the things that you really need. And pick accordingly. And don't be mad when you pick something that you knew would do what they end up doing. Don't be mad when the guy that worship the ground you walked on is not in your life, or you're not being treated like that from somebody who did not feel like that about you at all. This guy wanted to worship the ground you walked on. This guy wanted to make a family and make a life and always be true to you. You say you don't want people to cheat, but you don't choose this guy. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. You want to choose the popular, money, handsome guy with the big John that's hitting all the chicks, and he got the big John and all that because he hitting all the chicks, and every chick's talking about it. So don't be mad when you're just the next victim. And that's just my message today. Again, like I said, it's all about choices, and it's all about being responsible and taking the responsibility for what you choose instead of bashing. With that being said, we're going to end it on that note. If you like what I said, you know what I mean, hit the comment section. If you didn't like what I said, hit the comment. No, sorry, I said that wrong. If you like what I said, hit the like button. If you didn't like what I said, hit the like button. Hit the comment section just to let me know what's going on, what you felt about what I'm saying, and please, please subscribe to my channel. I need 1,000 subscribers so that I can make my dream come true as well. So Ladies, take in what I said and think and act accordingly. It's your boy Juice Bundles, the sound of hip hop. We out.